I understand. If you change your mind, I'll be here. Are you here about the job? To forestall any confusion, yes, we split the proceeds equally. And no, I will not budge on that point. You mean you aren't here about the notice? Well, allow me to explain. I need a partner for a difficult job. It pays well, but it involves travel, and there is some danger. Does that sound like the sort of thing that might interest you? I'm so glad you came along. I've chartered a ship. When you're ready, meet me there. Here, I'll mark your map. Bring some lockpicks. They sell them here if you don't have any. Oh, and wear something warm. I've never had a partner. I mean, on all other big jobs I've done, which I did alone, quite successfully, and most of the people I interviewed thought the rendezvous was too far away. Well, I paid for a ship in advance. I didn't realize how far I'd have to look to find a suitable partner. For the job, I mean. But we can talk about this at the docks. Let's talk about details when we rendezvous. It's not that I don't trust you, I don't think I've made a good impression in this place. That is, if you're still interested. You are, right? Of course you are, I'm only joking. I'm so glad you came along. I've chartered a ship. When you're ready, meet me there. Here, I'll mark your map. Bring some lockpicks. They sell them here if you don't have any. Oh, and wear something warm. You made it! I wasn't certain you... Well, I'm glad you're here. So, the details. We're headed to a remote patch of land called Fulstrom Homestead. It's owned by some Thane from Eastmarch. He's at war, but his staff and guards remain. We're looking for a relic called the Geovessan Skull. We slip inside the treasure room, grab our prize, and depart before anyone knows the difference. After that, we split the proceeds and go our separate ways. One more thing. I'd prefer not to spill any blood, but I leave our safety to your discretion. If a guard sees you, take shelter in a hiding spot. Sound good? This little tub will get us to a blockade runner offshore. They'll bring us to Fulstrom Homestead and back. I hope you don't get seasick. I get seasick. I'm sure I'll be all right. The newest job is always the biggest job. Life of a thief. You know how it is. Well, this is the biggest job I've ever attempted. But I did the research, arranged transportation, and knew I needed a good partner to pull it off. That's why I hired you. None whatsoever. Anything else you take is yours to fence. Just don't forget why we're there. We don't leave until we have the Geovessan Skull. Dry land. Finally. Colder than I expected. Very, very cold. The manor should be up ahead. Are you ready? Of course. What about? There should be guards throughout the homestead. We're looking for a gatehouse. Once we're past the portcullis, the manor shouldn't be much further. That's where we'll find the Geovessan Skull. I need it for a buyer in a Boz landing, which isn't important right now. Until we get the Geovessan Skull, there's no point in discussing payment. Let's head to the manor, quick and silent. That's it! I knew we'd make good partners. Once we're inside, the rest should be easy. Lockpicks won't work on those doors. Some sort of mechanism, maybe? That's one clever Thane, but not clever enough. Those tumblers must be the way inside. If we match the proper combination, the door should unlock. I heard a click. Come on, let's go find the Geovesan skull. There it is. It's so shiny.
Surrender, thief! The manor is surrounded. Today the Iron Wheel brings you to justice.
What? Who are you?
Chief Inspector Ranbeek. We foiled your attempt to steal the Geovesan skull. Will you also confess to stealing Magnifica Felora's dowry?
What's a Felora?
See? It doesn't matter. Return the Geovesan skull and surrender, or face the consequences.
No idea what he means. I'll follow your lead. Wake up, partner! We need to get out of here. Who was that? What was all that about, with dowries and iron wheels? Nobody. Well, I sent word to the Thieves Guild of Abar's Landing. They were interested in acquiring the Geovesan skull. Abar's Landing was to be our next stop. But why would this iron wheel set an ambush here? Are you certain you've never heard of them? Of course, you're right. The Iron Wheel could return at any moment. We need to get out of here, and fast. Wait, did you hear that? There's someone coming.
You don't know me yet, but I'm a friend. Quen, isn't it? Put on this uniform and head outside. The Iron Wheel won't detain a Windhelm guard. I only had one uniform. Go on, recover your boat and meet us by the catacomb exit. Then we can return to the Thieves Guild in Abar's Landing. She'll be fine. Looks like we take the dangerous way around. Didn't realize there were two of you. Next time the Iron Wheel springs a trap, I'll bring another uniform. I'm Walk Softly, and we're currently fleeing the Iron Wheel. We can talk about the details once we've actually fled. Oh, what are your thoughts on spiders? When I was posing as one of the manor's guards, one of the actual guards mentioned these old catacombs, said there were a basket full of spiders. Unless that's an obscure Nord expression, I'm guessing he meant actual spiders. Nothing we should discuss right here, but I promise as soon as we've escaped the Iron Wheel, I'll answer your questions. Did I mention I'm afraid of spiders? Probably should have mentioned. I'll keep it under control. Look, a crypt! Nothing bad ever happens in a crypt. On the bright side,
back, you
these
fetcher.
only have 4 limbs. Are we running? No? All right then. Stay away from the pointy bits. Follow me. We're almost there.
I don't think they saw me.
Are you all right? You're greener than my favorite vest.
It's fine. I'm fine. That didn't go as smoothly as I'd hoped. I suppose that's the point of being a thief, isn't it? I'm just glad we're alive and free. Unless the Iron Wheel finds us. We should be going, shouldn't we? Let's get going.
Could have lived my entire life without running through a spider pit. But we made it through. You'll make a real impression in Abba's Landing. The Thieves Guild, and my guildmaster, who can explain why the Iron Wheel thinks you deserve the same fate they've inflicted upon us. It's an unpleasant fate. It involves branding irons. You are your own master, but the Iron Wheel is relentless, and they know your face. They know your partner's face, too. So, tell me where we're all headed? I suggest Abba's Landing as soon as you're able. When you're up to it, we'll head to the Thieves' Den. It's in an old cistern.
Oh, a cistern. Wonderful. I'm to be surrounded by water everywhere I go. Oh, think I'll stay here for a bit. Don't want to decorate the Guildmaster's boots. Yes, I'll be fine. Don't keep the Guildmaster waiting on my account.
Always a pleasant journey to Abba's Landing. Head to our Thieves' Den. The Guildmaster awaits. Your partner and I will be along when she's less expulsive. Hidden within an old cistern that's long forgotten by the city's merchant lords. A new home for us after the Iron Wheel tore apart the old one. It's a bit damp. You get used to it.
The Guildmaster is expecting you. Go on in.
I don't believe I've had the pleasure. Spencer Rye, at your service. I have a friendly arrangement with the Thieves Guild. We're business adjacent, you might say.
What do you think? Can I pull off an uppity noble accent? What am I saying? Of course I can. I really am an excellent actress. Now, where did I put my silver tiara? Interesting choice of words, role. I play many roles. Seductress, serving girl, noble, beggar, merchant. It all depends on the job at hand. It's all about disguise, you see. You've probably talked to me a dozen times and didn't even realize it. I change personalities like a noble changes clothes. Perfect for surveying a location for a robbery or swindling a merchant out of gold. I just wish the higher-ups weren't so busy. As good as I am, I know there's more to learn. Don't I? We made good use of that before we joined the guild. Being two places at once is a handy skill for deception. On the other hand, Carrie could just be another role I play. Are you certain you've ever seen us together? Maybe I'm just that good. A few ink stains on my fingers, a furrowed brow, 303, 304. Could you not watch over my shoulder? It was a simple enough matter for me to disappear when the trouble began. If you must know, I took on the role of a bodyguard at the Winsome Welwa. Worked there until the guild started to gather again down here.
New member. Great. We could use the coin coming in. Any work the guildmasters approved gets posted on the board over there. See something you like? Get it done, and I'll handle the books. Accounting, inventory, managing the futility of keeping the lot of you honest. You have any idea how hard it is to watch the coffers in a den of thieves? It's like watching my sister multiplied by, I don't know, a lot. I don't get much sleep. My sister and I would work up confident schemes on wealthy merchants. She dressed the part. I dressed the ledgers. The guild offered stability and an audience that could appreciate the performance. Hopefully, it can again. Twin, if you could believe it. I love her, but she drives me crazy. You would not believe how much she can spend on cosmetics. Work-related. Half, maybe. I'm going to stop you right there. Before the wheels start turning. If you need to get paid, I'll make sure you get everything you're owed. I don't miscount. Never forget, I don't miscount.
Over here. We should speak. For a thieves' guild, there isn't much of a treasure trove. Maybe you could steal something to gussy it up. Walk Softly sent word of your time at Fulstrom Homestead. Said you slipped out from between the Iron Wheel's greedy fingers. I am, but call me Zira. Titles don't carry weight when you live in a cistern. Pretty bold of you and Quen to go after the Geovessen's skull. Did you know she sent a letter asking to set up a meet? Rookie mistake. The Iron Wheel read her mail. That's why I sent Walk Softly to pull you out. Don't get me wrong, Quen may be green, but she planned a real heist. The kind we used to pull off before the Iron Wheel captured or killed most of us. Bastards. You heard of Magnifica Flora? She's a noble from Tanith, with a substantial dowry in her family tomb. We tried to steal it, but we failed, and she hired the Iron Wheel to punish us. I hear their leader thought you worked for us. Want to make it official? If the great Chief Inspector Ron Beek thinks you're part of the guild, who am I to disagree? We need good thieves, capable thieves like you and Quen to pull ourselves out of the gutter. So, care to join the Thieves Guild? We have nowhere to go but up. Good. You aren't afraid of a challenge. The more you do for us, the more gold and respect you'll earn. Reputation goes a long way with us. I told you about our failed heist, the one that led the Iron Wheel to Abba's Landing. Someone pointed them in our direction. It's time we found out exactly who it was. My gold is on Velsa. She was part of our Thieves' Council, the Guild's inner circle, but she retired just before the dowry heist. It might be coincidence, or it might be she sold us out for large stacks of coin. That's what I'd like to find out. You and I should pay her a visit, see if the Iron Wheel funds her retirement. There's a breach in the city wall, outside the flooded district. Meet me there when you're ready. Thieves should always travel separately. Advice from Nicholas. Good advice. Said she'd earned enough for a lifetime, handed over her rackets and told us to leave her alone. We'd see her in the markets now and again. She kept to herself. Fine by me. Coral underclothes are less abrasive. Our old guildmaster, a mentor and a friend. He planned the dowry heist that would have seen us wealthy beyond our dreams. But he's gone. I lost him in Magnifica Flora's family tomb. He is sorely missed.
I'm one of the Gurgases, the merchant family. Perhaps you've heard of us. That said, I have nothing to do with the business, and I positively detest my uncle. I'm part of the guild now, and proud of it. Ah, you're the one that Walk Softly brought to our charming little hovel. Well, let me be the first to welcome you to the Abba's Landing Thieves Guild. We may not look like much, but we used to be significant. Divine's willing, we will be again. I don't really know the details. It happened shortly after I joined the guild, and I wasn't privy to our leader's plans. As far as I can tell, a heist went terribly wrong. Zira was the only survivor. Beyond that, you'd have to ask the guildmaster. A recent promotion, yes. The higher-ups got together to pull off the heist of the century, but Zira was the only one to return from that doomed expedition. Whatever happened brought the attention of the Iron Wheel down upon us. Now we hide here. I do whatever it takes, my friend. Whatever it takes. I want to help the Guild reclaim its former glory and drive those Iron Wheel bastards out of Abaz Landing. And if Zira deems to make me an officer in the Guild, so much the better.
Care to earn a little extra coin on the side? It's for a good cause. I don't believe I've had the pleasure. Spencer Rye, at your service. I have a friendly arrangement with the Thieves Guild. We're business adjacent, you might say. Rye's Reacquisitions. I track down items that have gone missing. As you might expect, quite a bit turns up here, but I specialize in objects of purely sentimental value. My finder's fee for the guild is usually well above the item's material worth. Always. When something gets well and truly lost, it occasionally requires a bit more adventure than I can stomach. I post those jobs on the notice board outside, but since you're here now, I think I have something you might fancy. An old sailor is mourning the loss of his favorite wooden pipe during a scuffle with some pirates. If you track it down, he's offering a surprisingly good sum for its return. Just bring it back to me. I'll handle the delivery, and you'll be paid on the spot. I'll be waiting just outside the cistern in the alleyways. You can find me there anytime you're looking for a bit of work on the side.
The guild coffers are really starting to fill up. Wait. Don't repeat that! I'd better do another count. Wish everybody was making the same effort. Let's see what you got. Not bad. It's yours. Plus a little extra for the effort. This message is to Chief Inspector Runbeek. It's about an arrest order. Velsa's arrest order. She isn't working with the Iron Wheel. She's their next target. Velsa was the last living person who could have placed the Iron Wheel on our trail. But it wasn't her. Of course it wasn't. Now I need to tell my least favorite person that she's in mortal danger. I can't stand her, but she was always one of our best. I could really use her help in restoring the Thieves Guild. My eye just twitched. I need to control that around Velsa. Never show her your tell. I want to rush in, give the Iron Wheel a reason to fear us. But I'm in charge, and if I'm captured, the Thieves Guild is dead. I can't believe I'm saying this, but I need to fall back to the den while you warn Velsa. Show her the Iron Wheel's message. Tell her Nicholas is dead if you have to. Do what you can to bring her to the den. But if she refuses, leave her. I owe her a warning. Nothing more. Head to the upper levels and search for her villa. It's a bit of a maze, but look for a big garden. And watch for traps. Velsa is enthusiastic about her privacy. If she hadn't retired, Nicholas would still be alive. I shouldn't say that. She's very good at what she does. If she'd been around for the dowry heist, we'd have been spared all this tragedy. But now's not the time to open old wounds. Obnoxious and dripping with poison, just like her personality.
Did you fall and land directly upon your skull? I am retired.
Velsa, do not make me beg. It is unbecoming of our most profitable history.
Hail and well met. And who is this, Silverclaw? Who else befouls my garden?
In all truthfulness, I have no knowledge. A friend? But you have no friends. Beyond my humble and mercantile self, of course. Are you some sort of freelance gardener? The first I have met. A most effective entrance. Can you not feel Velsa's glare upon you? Oh, it is upon me. Perhaps you should speak with her.
You made it past my traps. You're lucky, stupid, or quite skilled. I haven't decided which. Well, my garden needs tending. Out with it and be on your way. What Thieves Guild? The Iron Wheel killed or branded the lot of them. Did your illustrious guildmaster send you? Tell Nicholas if he shows his face here, I'd have a mind to slap it. With a switch, covered in nettles. Then he finally went through with his damned fool heist. So, Guildmaster Zira sends a warning, does she? Nicholas barely in the ground and she seeks to uproot my retirement? The old cistern? Zira wouldn't warn me unless she wanted something. And I would like to see the quality of recruits she allows into her thieves' den. Very well. Help me repay a favor, and I'll play Zira's vastly inferior game. This is where you agree. Ah, you showed interest. I'll consider that your agreement. The skittish Khajiit pretending not to eavesdrop is Silverclaw. Ask him why he needs our help. Meet me behind his old warehouse, after you know what you're walking into.
The Thieves Guild restored to Abba's Landing? I am most grateful for your timely and unexpected assistance. You see, my bountiful warehouse was taken from me by some conniving and nefarious individual. That is the question I keep asking myself. One day I arrived to find unfamiliar guards. They chased me from my own warehouse like a common dragon frog. Someone must have bribed my overseers. It does not matter. I need you to recover what was lost. What? No! Did I fail to mention the ledger hidden in my old office? I may have lost my warehouse, but the ledger is worth twice that entire rickety building. If you help Velsa restore it to me, I shall be most grateful to the Thieves Guild. Then I shall look forward to our next most auspicious meeting.
Why are you still here? You're here, and relatively unskewered. Next is the significantly harder part. First, we sneak into the warehouse. Next, we observe our surroundings. Finally, and this is the most important part, you do exactly what I tell you to do. Good, you can take direction. Did he tell you it's packed with dirt on merchants throughout Abba's Landing? How will Zira react when I bring her a grateful Silverclaw and his insidious ledger? I do hope it makes her eye twitch. Follow me, and keep quiet. A fool braying orders to lackeys. I meant Guildmaster Zira. But yes, we'll need to get past that overseer to reach Silverclaw's old office. First, you'll wait for me to get into position. Then you'll distract him so I can knock him on the head. Here, take this stink apple. An alchemically infused apple. Throw it hard enough and it breaks open, surrounding your enemy with a rancid bouquet of boiled netch farts. Try not to miss. Make your way past the guards. Silverclaw hid the ledger in his old office. We'll meet there. Now wait until I'm in position, then throw the stink apple.
Lift with your legs, not your back, you fool!
This way. Hurry.
Throw the apple was too complex for you? This way. Someone's coming. Hide before they see you. I left a surprise in the warehouse, but it's not ready. Not yet.
You see? No one here. Trying to cover up for your nap?
Tokming is ever vigilant. There is an intruder in this warehouse.
Kasha's people are on their way to inspect the warehouse. We don't have time for this nonsense.
An explosion! Torqueming knew something was amiss.
Surprise, you fools. I'll collect Silverclaw. Meet us back at the Thieves' Den. I'll speak with Zira when I'm damned well ready. Best to let her stew on what I've done. Don't rush me. The Overseer mentioned someone coming to inspect the warehouse. Kosh, was it? Must be a new player. Hadn't heard the name before I retired. It always comes to coin with the Abaz Landing merchant lords. Consolidate the competition, lock them in a set of gilded chains, then profit. But not that warehouse. My distraction made it undesirable. My own concoction. When poured into a crate filled with sawdust, the crate emits a thick smoke. Any reasonable person would reach for a bucket of water to douse what appears to be oncoming flame, yet it reacts quite poorly to water. The deafening bang is the least of it. The smoke increases tenfold, mimicking the mating odors of the female dragon frog. Every male dragon frog in the city should fill the warehouse by sunrise. Hope they confuse Cautious Shoe for a mate.
Do you have the ledger? Was it all for naught? Oh, there is so much naught on your face. My heart shrinks in despair. But I am quite bad at reading faces. And in this place, my nose doesn't help. So, does the stink of victory waft about you? Wonderful! Were my perfidious overseers inconvenienced in any way? I do so hope they are bereft of convenience. Yet the others who labored for me are blameless. Should they desire it, they shall have a place in my future endeavors. And now, to restore my fortunes from my humble shop. It is near the docks. You can't miss it. Well, you can easily miss it. It is hard to find. But you are always welcome.
Back without Velsa? Can't say I'm surprised. I've met camels less stubborn. I'm happy to hear Velsa plans to join us. Her skills will be invaluable. Not very convincing, was it? I'll need to practice.
You could practice thinking with your mouth closed.
Oh joy. Here she is. Velsa, I'd recognize your grating voice anywhere. How is your retirement? Seems there are some troubles from which you can't run away.
It's very relaxing, Guild Master. Did you know I named a weed after you? It grows taller than it should and takes more water than its share from the plants around it.
That's hard to believe. You were never the type of person to get your hands dirty.
Oh, it's true. The Danazira weed thrives in the dark. I take great pleasure in cutting it down to size every day.
There's something you need to know about why I'm in Abaz Landing. When we first met, I said I needed a partner to steal the Juvessen's skull. I never explained why. Not really. I used to think my father was a merchant. When he vanished this year, I left my academy to find him. It seems I knew very little of my father's profession. His time away was spent in Abaz Landing, working with the Thieves Guild. In his travels, my father brought notices to every outlaw's refuge in Tamriel. Bounties for old relics wanted by the Thieves Guild. I realized I couldn't just ask them for his whereabouts. My plan was to steal the Juvessen's skull, then trade it for information. Nobody recognized his name or description. Zira suspects he worked with one of the thieves who died in the dowry heist. They used to keep guild associates secret. It seems only Nicholas knew how all the pieces fit together. Rotten luck. They must have seen it. The last relic sought by the Thieves Guild would make a tempting target. The iron wheels simply had to wait. I didn't think anyone would get hurt, and I didn't mean to put you in their sights. Walk Softly remembers the Thieves Guild sold many relics to Lady Sulima of Abar's Landing. My father must have been the one to broker the sales. I want to break into her mansion and pick up on his trail. What do you say, partner? Meet me by Lady Sulima's mansion when you're ready. I'm not religious, but I said a prayer to Oriel this morning. If we find nothing, I have no idea what to do next. This is the only trail leading anywhere near my father. The last time I asked around, the Iron Wheel set a trap for us in Fulstrom Homestead. This time, I listened. Lady Sulima rarely leaves her estate, and has a connection to one of the merchant lords. Must be why the city guards patrol her estate. That's all I know. I have no idea what we're going to find inside. After Fulstrom Homestead, I keep thinking the Iron Wheel is around every corner. There I go, jumping at shadows. Are you ready? All right. Give me a moment to unbar the gate. All right, it's open. Come on in. My father gave me that book when I was a child. At his last visit, he took it to have it rebound. Why is it in this woman's home? I gave that to my father after a holiday in Skywatch. He kept it with him for luck. What is it doing here? I found something too. A necklace with an old key. My father wore this wherever he went. And if there's a key, there must be a lock. You! Why do you have my father's things?
Tawaka's breath! Seraldo's daughter stands before me. Why are you in Abar's Landing instead of your academy?
I'm looking for my father. Why do you know who I am?
My dear child, he's gone. When the Iron Wheel came for him, he fled to the rooftops. They gave chase and he fell. I'm so sorry.
You're lying!
No, child. I grieve for him every day. He was the only person I ever loved.
My father dead? Before that, together with Lady Sulima? Please, see what she has to say. I need a moment to think.
You are a friend to Seraldo's daughter? This must be much for her to take in. Please, ask what you will. Quinn. What a lovely name. It's the first time my ears have heard it. Seraldo kept all but the simplest details of his daughter from everyone. Would that he have done the same with me. After Seraldo's death, the Iron Wheel learned of our connection and sent a letter requesting an interview. What fortune I possessed now goes to the mercenaries guarding my home. Should I leave the manor, the Iron Wheel will certainly detain me. I wondered that as well. Seraldo did his private work in this room, and recently I had it searched. I found a ledger, but I can't make sense of the symbols. Perhaps it is best in Quinn's hands. I am most thankful. I only trust my guards as long as I can pay them, so you would do best to leave discreetly. There's a hidden exit to the street, and Quinn is welcome to visit should she ever desire it.
I'll be outside. What's wrong with me? I'm a high elf. I'm not supposed to cry. It must be important if the Iron Wheel wants it. Father did love his puzzles. I should see if it means anything. Thank you for this. It's not the answer I wanted, but I'm glad you were by my side. I'll return to the den shortly. I just need a bit of time.
Just got word. Zero wants to see you. A merchant lord named Kosh forced Silverclaw from his warehouse. Zira thinks Kosh is after the rackets our guild used to control. Zira should be in the den. Wouldn't keep her waiting. The name is new to me, but we haven't been keeping as close an eye on the merchant lords as we used to. Whoever he is, he seems ambitious. All the time. Our old guildmaster, Nicholas, was a master at playing them against one another. They spent so much time watching each other's moves, they never saw our own. The magnates who pretend to run Abba's Landing. They buy and sell to anyone. That's why the pirates offload their goods in this port. Take away all their riches, and they'd be little more than bandits. But all the gold makes them think they're nobles.
There you are. Remember Velsa's friend, Silverclaw? He is quite grateful you recovered his ledger. Seems he kept his ears open for word of that merchant lord, Kosh. If Kosh took over Silverclaw's warehouse, he's grabbing the rackets we used to control. And if he's after our old business, there's a good chance he's hungry for even more. Skooma trade, slavery, things we never touched. Before we give Kosh a swift kick to the coin purse, I want you to find out just how dirty his hands are. I sent the others ahead to do some groundwork. Start with Walk Softly. Look for him near the harbor. I sent Quen to her own task, and Velsa too. Didn't even second guess me. She must be up to something. When Nicholas was guildmaster, I convinced him to stop dealing with skooma peddlers. No matter my own thoughts on that poison, it's bad for business. And the Thieves Guild never dealt in slaves. One of the few things Velsa and I agree on. Not enough. Some of the merchant lords prefer to bide their time in obscurity, using trusted servants to handle their affairs. Then they reveal themselves, like a beetle in the pudding. Whatever Kosh intends, he's no longer keeping to the shadows.
You're right on time. What did our esteemed guildmaster tell you? Good, because I found something. The captain of the Dream Snake was always interested in making fast coin. She's sloppy, even for a pirate, which makes her a perfect target for Kosh. She and I have unpleasant history. Best I keep away from her. She's meeting a contact nearby. She's prone to boast. Why not find a quiet place to hear what she has to say? But the captain is a creature of habit. She used to keep documents secured in the Dream Snake. Try there, if you don't care to eavesdrop. Find what you can. After that, meet Quen near the harbor. She has her own task and will no doubt need your assistance. I once told the captain I was a wealthy Argonian prince seeking a fast ship to transport my riches. She let me inspect the smuggling compartments, and then I robbed her blind. She just has one eye patch, so... half-blind. I left her the eye patch. Harpy egg. They're sickening. I'd never actually eat one, but they're garish enough to draw attention from me. People see the Argonian with disgusting harpy eggs, not the Argonian with amazing fashion sense.
Your people must have talked to this Kosh. We were at sea.
Why reveal our skooma supplier to some merchant lord who wants a cut?
It doesn't matter. This Kosh demanded I come along to Noshira Citadel.
The Iron Wheel's headquarters? How is he involved with... No, don't tell me. Best you meet him before the Iron Wheel sends soldiers after us both. Zira said I should wait for you when I was finished. Well, I'm finished. The flooded district, near where Velsa called home, the people who lived there had nowhere to go after the floods. One of the dockyard bosses offered them work, food, and a place to stay. That's what I told Zira. You know what she said? If Zolguk had an altruistic bone in his body, he'd cut it out and sell it. I'd already know what he was really up to if Zira trusted me, but she wanted me to scout, and you to do the fun part. Zulguk arranged a meeting with an Imperial client at a nearby inn. Might be worth a listen. Oh, the inn rents a room to Ventilius Proximus, the most Imperial name I've ever heard. Probably the client. The room's lock seemed inadequate. Find Velsa when you're done. She's meeting with Silverclaw at his shop. Did you know he had a shop? I wonder what he sells. It's nothing. It's nothing. How could it not be? It's so difficult to care about all this. If I studied harder at the academy, I'd have graduated sooner. He would have traveled to see the ceremony. He wouldn't have been here when... I know, but when I tell that to myself, it feels like a lie. Listen to me go on. I won't delay you any further with my ramblings. That's good to hear. See you later, partner.
Ah! My larcenous friend! Quickly! We must speak! A most regrettable welcome, for I have such unfortunate tidings. What I soon reveal shall be quite distressing to hear. For this, I offer my gravest and most humble apology. Ah, the look on your face is unmistakable. It says, if I may speak for your most resplendent face, peace, my exceptionally sleek mercantile friend. Take a series of deep, relaxing breaths so you may reveal the matter at hand. In, out. In, out. Velsa left for Noshira Citadel. She made me promise upon our long and profitable friendship not to reveal this, but your vigorous interrogation left me no choice. I do not know why she travels to the headquarters of the Iron Wheel, but I fear for her safety. Go after her, of course. But you are so striking. The Iron Wheel will know you don't belong. It is settled. You shall meet with the illustrious Perseus Locke at the Diamond Thimble. He shall help you obtain an appropriate disguise. Tell him I sent you. Velsa assured me she would not venture beyond the outskirts of Noshira Citadel. Assured me! Oh my. With all certainty she is already captured. A cherished friend, though not always. Once, we were fierce rivals for the importation of fine silk. Yet, he proved the gracious victor and reimburses for any referral to this day. A cherished former rival in all truth, but quite magnanimous.
Hold still. Your attire is... That isn't a bloodstain, is it? Oh, did he now? Something striking, so you stand out at the next merchant lord's soiree, or a ridiculous crenellated affair that leaves you the talk of the brothel? Well, if you wanted a burial suit, the Iron Wheel charges far less than I. Though perhaps... Yes, a servant's outfit will let you go hither and yon, at least above ground, and if it's one of my creations, the cloth will breathe, but it shall cost you. Well, then I'd assume you're from Abba's Landing, but I know of a certain individual who has yet to pay the bill for just such an outfit. If you happen to reacquire it on my behalf, I would consider it your property, paid in kind. I'd prefer you deprived my shirker of his outfit, but if you're averse to saving coin, I will sell you one directly. Be warned, the disguise won't do you any good within the Iron Wheel's headquarters. Paranoia, of course. No servants are allowed inside. From what I hear, the Iron Wheel takes care of all chores within their headquarters. Anyone who isn't Iron Wheel or escorted by them is attacked on sight. A truly noble organization. I am physically capable of doing so, but it will never happen. I'd rather not end up in a prison cell. And a uniform alone won't serve as a disguise. They have too many signals and mannerisms. Why, you'd be spotted in an instant.
So, you got Silverclaw to spill a secret. At best, a minor accomplishment. He didn't send you to that powdered hornbill, did he? Buy a special uniform to fit in? You do know he gets referral for everyone he sends to that flax peddler? Even when he thinks my life is in danger, Silverclaw still works the angles. You bumpkin. Yes, I did. You're not supposed to throw my words back at me. Reminds me of Nicholas. I don't care if you are her protege. I'm not going to do Zira's scut work. I slipped a truth serum to Silverclaw's former overseer. I learned that Kosh blackmails assorted scum and draws them to Noshira Citadel for a meeting. So let's find out why. It seems Kosh contacts little fish from a position of power, threatens exposure, and bends them to his will. Elegant. What I'd do. But his connection to the Iron Wheel isn't clear. That troubles me. Now that Zira's protege is here, poor old Velsa can rest her weary bones. Find a way into the Iron Wheel's headquarters and learn how they're connected to Kosh. Oh, and blackmail needs documents. Be sure to swipe them. Zira tells me you're a thief. Go break into a place you shouldn't be. Take something valuable and leave before they notice. I did hear something about a passphrase for a service door. Look around, use your brain. I won't spoon-feed you. When you find what you need, get out and head back to the den. Don't get caught, and if you do, bite off your tongue before their torture forces you to shriek my name. You'll be fine. Nothing worth my time. And everything led here, didn't it? If we leave, we miss this opportunity to learn Kosh's plans.
Fate of the Lawbreaker. What is the fate of the unrepentant? What of those who would deny their fate? Enter and find peace within. I thought my shift would never end. Wait, who are you? Don't hurt me! I'm not even an officer! Please, I'm no threat to you. I simply watch the door. 6 days before I take my pension. I want no trouble, you see. All servants are banned from our headquarters on pain of interrogation. Not that I call you a liar, simply that what you say cannot be at all correct. But I do not care to know your truth. Leave me be and I shall forget you completely. Thank the gods! You will have no trouble from me. You were never here, and I never saw you. I have a sleeping draught. One sip helps me through the night. The whole bottle will knock me out for hours. You'll be long gone.
This is your only chance to consider my proposal. Work for me, or else.
Or else what?
Or I hand these documents to the Iron Wheel. They do so frown on slavery and skooma peddling. Take a moment to consider your options. Well?
What choice do we have? We're in.
Good. Then I shall make your documents disappear. What? My papers were here. Did they fall behind the... I'll attend to that after my meeting with Chief Inspector Ron Beek. Do remember who holds your reins.
That went well, I think.
I can locate Magnifica Falora's dowry. I can return it to you within the fortnight.
And what is your interest in the matter? Exactly.
The Iron Wheel must leave Hugh's Bane. He is simply bad for business.
If you recover Magnifica Flora's dowry, I can guarantee our return to Tanith.
There is another minor request, hardly a trifle. Perhaps we can discuss it over drinks?
I do not drink.
Then I shall take your share. Come, an office is no place to do business.
You see, Zira,
For a thieves'
your
guild,
protege
there isn't much of a
returns having
treasure
survived
trove.
the invulnerable
Maybe you could steal something
Iron
to
Wheel.
gussy it up.
You should have more faith.
Everyone, clear the room. Velsa told me you went into the Iron Wheel's headquarters by yourself. What in oblivion were you thinking? We're not ready to go anywhere near the Iron Wheel. I won't have anyone else die because of a choice. Listen, I'm barely holding this together. No offense to Quen, but you're the best recruit we have. I can't lose you to a feud with Velsa. You're right. I shouldn't take this out on you, or her, no matter how good it feels. All right, you risked your neck and survived to tell the tale. Did you find anything we can use? Impossible! It's still in Magnifica Flora's family tomb. The dowry heist failed. Nicholas and the others died before we reached the treasure vaults. No, the Iron Wheel was here to punish us for attempting the heist. But if that's what you heard, were they really searching for the dowry all along? Why come after us with such ferocity? What else did you learn? Let me see. This is comprehensive. Elaborate details on merchant lords in Abbas Landing, as well as rivals throughout the region. Maps to stolen goods we could recover for ourselves. I'll go through what you recovered, see if it offers a clue to Kosh's plans, or anything involving the missing dowry. I need to make sense of all this. Get some rest. I'll need you ready when we make our move. And good job. I keep thinking about what you found. If someone stole Magnifica Flora's dowry, it wasn't the Thieves Guild. But we certainly took the fall for it. What about? Nicholas told Velsa he was planning a heist, but she retired before he shared the details. I'm the only one who knew. Someone must have followed us to the tomb. The merchant lords see the Iron Wheel as an occupying force. They fear Tanith wants to conquer Abbas Landing. If Kosh convinces Chief Inspector Ranbeek to leave, he'll have immense influence. Must be his plan.
Now, do your trading here.
I didn't know Kosh was a him. Not until we raided the Iron Wheel's headquarters.
Have you thanked Velsa for her part in that?
Do you really think I'd make it that easy for her to gloat?
Good. I didn't think you had. I was making sure you had no plans to do so.